Right now I'd like to talk about tapping and what tapping really is. Please excuse the I apologize for the poor video quality. I have no one to hold the camera for me. Tapping is not magic. It's not acupuncture. What tapping is all about is acknowledging the things in our life that trouble us and disturb us, and then having a positive force to counteract the negativity. It's like rap. Why are the famous rappers so famous? Because they know how to create a balance between one thought and another. And the fulcrum is the center point in the universe that balances these thoughts. Here's an example. I like to rap, so here's an example. I'm the painter, and I don't complain. I just rap on when I feel the pain. See, one stanza balances perfectly with the other. All the thoughts that I put into my first stanza balance perfectly with the syllables and thoughts I put in another. It's harmonious. It blends. You know, it's like bum 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 bum. It's this like seesaw effect. The same level of in tapping, we take our negativity, we take our thoughts that are troubling us, the things that make us, that weigh us down, the feelings that make us feel like we're never going to get better, and then we tap that. The tapping is what makes it go into us and what makes us acknowledge it on a spiritual level. And then we take positive thoughts, positive affirmations to counterbalance that. And the counterbalancing between the negative and the positive brings us into what they call a neutral point, I believe. I mean, it brings what they call neutrality. In electricity, I took electrical engineering at Hudson Valley Community College. We learned that if you have 500 volts and a negative potential stored in an electrical unit like a capacitor, and you have 500 volts of positive potential, what happens when those two charges are brought together? It becomes zero and neutral. When we're trying to heal ourselves on some kind of spiritual level, we need to counterbalance the negativity with the positivity. The negativity with the positivity. So the negative charges in our life have to be counterbalanced with something positive on some kind of way. When we do this, it brings us to what they call the 0 point. The 0 point does not mean that everything will be better, but when we reach a 0 point, we're no longer weighed down by the negative. We're not totally corrected by the positive, but when we're brought into this form of peace, this neutrality that goes within our soul, and we're neutral, we're balanced. We don't have ourselves being, controlled by negative thoughts or positive thoughts. We're neutral. That means we're open to new possibilities. So this tapping makes us open to something new. It brings us into a neutral point where we're open to all sorts of possibilities, no longer weighed down by the negative. A friend of mine, I can't say who she is, taught me how to do this. The first time she explained this to me, I thought she was nuts. I thought she was kind of whacked out. I didn't understand it, but I tried it. And I tried it a few times, and the more I did it, the better I felt. I mean, tapping is not acupuncture. It's not, modern medicine. It's just something you can do when you're feeling depressed or down and out. And when I feel down and out, it doesn't solve anything, but it gives you this ability to look at life in the world in a new light, and be more open to positive things, and be more open to new possibilities, and perhaps it just gives your whole soul new hope. So this is a demonstration of tapping, and in many ways it's better than rapping. Because when it comes to rapping, I'm good. If the mic was a gun, I'd be Clint Eastwood, but that's not the point. Alright, right now I have a lot of things in my life that are bothering me. I lost my apartment in Housatonic because I was a smoker, and the landlord didn't tell me I couldn't smoke. She did not advertise her apartment as a non-smoking building at all. In fact, I didn't know that the other tenants were non-smokers. She never told me the other tenants were non-smokers at all until a month and a half after I'd been living there. Then she sent me a letter saying that I had to leave, that I was being evicted. And it was a really hard situation. Before I lived in my apartment in Housatonic, I spent a year living in various hotels. I lived in my stepfather's house, a house that he left me before he died of a heart attack. I lived in his house because it had sentimental value to me. It was a 2-story house. The upstairs was heated with electric heat. The downstairs was heated with oil. It was meant for 2 families. As a single person making only $15 an hour, I could never afford it. In order for me to really have that house as my own property, I would have had to get a mortgage to buy that house from his lawyers. A number of people that I know tried to help me get mortgages, but it did not work out. for reasons that are too personal to explain on a public website. It was very hard for me to leave my stepfather's house. It was very hard for me to have this apartment in Housatonic in Massachusetts not work out. It's very hard to live in a hotel and not know if I'll ever find an apartment or a place to live again, or worry, perhaps I'm scared I'll be homeless, or God knows if I'll ever be living with people that are like my family, or if I find someone I love to share my life with, or whatever. I have all these worries. So I use this medium of tapping to help me kind of bring me to a neutral point, so I will be more open to new possibilities, to bring my soul to a point of peace and harmony. It's a very simple demonstration, and to all those that you laugh at it, well, maybe you should try it. Maybe it'll work for you. Because when I rock the mic, I'm loud like thunder, and I rumble too. I'm one man, not two live crew. There's a thing I think that's much better than rapping. It's a form of healing, and it's called tapping. And it goes like this, but not like that. My name's Dirty Deeds, and my lines are fat. Even though I'm scared, I feel afraid because I don't know what's going to happen to me. I think that sometimes it's all hopeless. Sometimes I don't know what to do. Sometimes I feel like I'll never find a place to live. I think that maybe I'll never find a girlfriend. Maybe I'll never find anyone I love to be with. Sometimes I feel like it's so bad. Everybody's always yelling at me and screaming at me and putting me down. It makes me cry. It makes me feel so bad. In spite of all this, I know that it will work out. I know that I'm a strong and worthy person. I know that I have gifts to give the world. I know that God put me on this earth for a reason. I know that I have things that I can do. I'm not going to let it get me down. I believe that I have those abilities to figure out whatever it is. I believe that I will find people I love to share my life with. It may not be a girlfriend. It may not be the girl of my dreams. Perhaps there'll be people that are not my biological family, that maybe have become like my family, people that I can help out, do things they could not do. They could give me friendship and support. Perhaps I'll be part of a community. Perhaps I will use the skills that God gave me to help other people and make the world a better place. When I do these things, when I find that situation where I can help those people, I know that my life will be worthwhile. I know that I will be able to make myself feel better. Even though I feel so scared about all the financial obligations I have, I'm scared that my car will break down. I'm scared that I won't have the money to fix it. I'm upset because my dad always tells me I'm not any good. He always puts me down, and he's so negative. It makes me feel like there's no hope, like things will never work out. But somehow, I know that it will work out, that I have the strength within myself to make it work out. I have the gift. The gift that I have is called art. It comes from my heart. And I know that I will be okay. I know that the higher power will give me that strength to move on and face whatever comes my way, and I'll be a better person for it. Now, a lot of people watching this might think I'm whacked out or on drugs or nuts, but I'm not. I took all the things that were in my life that were negative and bothering me, and I tapped. And then I took things that were positive to counteract that force, and I did the same tapping motion. And I can't explain it, but after doing this, my life, nothing's really changed in my life, but I don't feel so negative anymore. I don't feel that negativity weighing down so hard in my soul. I don't feel ecstatic or positive all the time, but I have a feeling of neutrality. I feel like somehow this negative force has been balanced by a positive counterforce. I feel more open to thinking in a different way and finding new possibilities. This is the gift of tapping. This is the beauty of tapping. It's I think better than going to, do acupuncture, and it's far better than doing drugs or all these things that people do. It's just something you can do when you're by yourself, and it's like when you rap, rapping. It's so simple, like old school. My name's Dirty Deeds, and I ain't no fool. Stanza 1. I got no shame in kicking it old school. When I feel down and I don't know what to do, I rock my mic. I'm loud like thunder, and I rumble too. So here's what I got to say to you. When it comes to rapping, you know I'm the best. I'm not from the Shire. I'm from the Midwest. When things get so hard, I feel like there's no hope. I'd much rather rap than do drugs or dope. You see? Synchronicity in the universe, the balance. One force balances with the other. all the time. It's a seesaw effect. When we have a wrap and our one thought balances the other thought perfectly, that brings the neutrality. That's the beauty of tapping. Thank you for watching. I hope everybody who watched this has a great week, and what more can I say? I busted in my rhyme because that's my way.